Today we're working on a Toyota Land Cruiser. Remove the factory rails. The second factory cover will need to be moved to the front for a smaller sized rack. Remove the factory bolt cover. Remove the factory bolts. Silicone the front bolt holes. Reinstall the factory bolts in the frontal bolt position for a smaller size rack. And the bolt cover. Silicone the other 3 sets of bolt holes. These are the mounts and bolt covers. These are the bolts and washers. Place the mounts on the silicone and place the bolt cover over the mount with the holes on the cover facing the mount. Place bolts through the covers and mounts in all the bolt positions. Tighten the bolts with a hex key. Bolts, ring washers and washers. Tighten the rails to the mounts using bolts with a hex key. Uni-strut nuts should be loosely tightened to the rails with the teeth side face down. The front position is for if the rack has rollers, the rear position is for if it doesn't. Ensure the uni-strut nuts are perpendicular to the rail. A smaller rack like this one can be lifted by hand and onto the rails and uni-strut nuts so they fit between the channels in the bars of the rack. Center the rack. Tighten the uni-strut nuts by hand. If you have them, place the rollers on the back of the rack by pushing in the ends and sliding them into position. Ensure the rear doors do not scrape against the rack or the rollers. Finish tightening the uni-strut nuts with a spanner. Using bolts and nuts, tighten the wind deflector to the front of the rack by hand. Then tighten the bolts. You can use spanners and wrenches to tighten the bolts if you do not have power tools.